Pole dancing is so fun, but sometimes it can be hard to come up with combinations and routines. What if there was a website that could just, I don't know, do that work for you? A while back, one of you lovely subscribers sent me a message on Instagram with this TikTok in it.
Why has no one told me about this polemovebook.com, this pole move generator website? It's super cool. Okay, so it's called Pole Move Book, and it has here this combo generator. You can do, looks like all the way up to 7 moves, but I'm gonna just keep it at 3. And I'm gonna put intro, beginner, and intermediate. I'm pretty sore from my weight training, so I'm gonna skip all of the crazy stuff right now. I do not feel like inverting. Let's see what we get. So we've got a hangman, cute, rocket man. Actually, I've never done that one. That looks pretty cool. And a water lily. I definitely can't do that right now. Okay, around the world. So pretty chill. Okay, this website is super cool. It even has tutorials. Let me know if you want to see me do a combo through this website. Woohoo!
First of all, if I hear running up that hill one more time, I'm probably gonna lay an egg. Second of all, my lovely subscriber said it reminded her of my randomly generated poll session that I did a while back, and you all seem to really enjoy that one, so I figured I would give it a go. Although this seems like it's more for generating combos, not necessarily full routines, I will be taking the moves it gives me and creating a routine out of them, set to music, so if you want to skip right ahead to that, here is your timestamp. 11:24. And by the way, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks! Alright, so the website we're working with is called polemovebook.com. It looks like it's just a website that features tons of different moves and their names and everything. You can go to the drop-down menu and find such options as combos, random move, move finder, but I am going for combo generator. Okay, so here's what we have on the screen. At the top, there is a slider asking, how many moves do you want in your combo? As the TikTok mentioned, you can slide it all the way from 1 move up to 7 moves. Since I am creating a full routine, I'm going to go with 5 moves. This goes out to the people who were commenting, I thought you were going to do more pole moves on my latest pole routine video. Next, we have several boxes that we can tick. The question is, select which difficulties you want your combo to include, and the choices are intro, beginner, intermediate, advanced, and extreme. Since I've been doing pole at home for about 2 years now, I am intermediate, so I'm going to go ahead and select beginner and intermediate. Next, there's a few more boxes you can tick. The question is, do you want a combo with? And the options are no inverts, no flips, and or no drops. I feel okay doing inverts. I don't know any flips, and I can never seem to get my thighs unstuck enough to do a drop, so I'm also going to say no drops. A final option is to tick a box next to only include moves I can do, and then it gives you a little clickable login button. I'm guessing you can probably just make an account on polemovebook.com and like log the moves that you know you can confidently do, and it will only choose from those. That's pretty cool. All right, 5 moves, beginner and intermediate, no flips, no drops, pressing a big button that says make me a combo. Okay, so I scroll down. So immediately I've got image coming soon, sneaky split. That does not help me terribly. That says it's an intermediate level. A no-hand Superman. That says it's an intermediate level. It's an image of a crudely drawn outline of a person, not a real photograph, doing a Superman with their legs crossed at the ankles and their upper body tipped down towards the floor. Okay. A circus climb, also just the drawing of a person who seems to be just holding a straddle upside down. That says intermediate as well. An Allegra, intermediate. That's the move that I recently did where you are upside down holding your back ankle with your outside arm, and your inside arm is wrapped around your inside leg, which is straightening. And a split kebab, which is, it looks like, I can't even really describe it. It's another little illustration of a person. It looks like they're in an oversplit, held with their hands behind their back, with their leg pulled up towards their ear, and the pole behind them. So I'm gonna go ahead and say, depending upon what the circus climb actually is, that intermediate is too high a level for me. I think all of these, except maybe the Allegra, are advanced moves. And there's not even image for the sneaky split. So let me go ahead and uncheck intermediate. Let's do intro and beginner and then make me a combo. Here we actually have images of real people. So the first move is a martini sit. Next we have a fan kick, also labeled as intro, a rock star spin, also beginner, a genie, also a beginner, and then a straddle headstand, which is considered intro. Yeah, that all seems fine. Me being like, give me beginner moves, and then being annoyed that it gave me beginner moves. I might want like one intermediate move. So let me try one last time, tossing intermediate in there, make me a combo. Okay. No, this should be fine. Let's do this. I will stop being so indecisive and I will go with this third combo. So the first move is the carousel spin, which it considers intro. This person is reaching up with one hand high and the other hand in a split grip below them and spinning around, bringing their legs out behind them. A Daphne, which is considered a beginner. It's not a real photograph, it's just an illustration, but it looks like you get into a pole sit and then kind of lean back on your bottom hand and keep one leg kicked out and the other one tucked in. A back hook, which is considered an intro. That is where you spin backwards against the pole and hook your inside leg and kind of frog out your legs. A Lois Lane, which is also just an illustration. It looks like it's probably from a Superman. This little figurine is reaching the pole behind themselves with their legs kind of stagged out and their torso pointing towards the ground. And then a Scorpio, which I know as an inside leg hang, which is just an inverted move, and then you get your inside leg wrapped around the pole to support you. I think I can do those things. I'm not sure about the Lois Lane. I think you can click on it for more information, so let's try that. Okay, so it does give you more information. Unfortunately, the information is we don't have a video for this move yet. It says it's an intermediate pole sport organization. That is the competition level organization, level 1. It says it transitions nicely into the genie and the seahorse, which is currently my nemesis. It's just an illustration, so I'm not quite sure how to do it. Great. Okay, that's my combo. Okay, I'm gonna head on down into the pole room to workshop these moves, so I'll meet you there. I'll be doing the moves in the order the generator suggested, so we're starting with the carousel spin. I don't personally consider anything with a split grip a beginner level move because it's a hard thing to get right, but today it was feeling really good. So good that I managed to transition it into a backwards airwalk thing, which I'll do in the official routine. As for the Daphne sit, I don't think I got it quite right while workshopping it. I'm pulling myself up into a sit, then leaning back on one hand like I'm about to go into a hello lesbian split, but my back is a bit too curved. I'm supposed to be making more of a flat line with my body, which I did figure out by the time I actually did it in the routine. By the way, I'll be wearing this strappy green sports bra and black and gray tie-dye boy shorts as my official outfit instead of letting fate choose what I wear because I was already wearing this and I was tired. Bye. I pull myself into a back hook spin, then accidentally release the wrong arm and crash to my knees. I was feeling a little bit like I gave myself too much slack, like this would be too easy. So the next move, the Lois Lane, came along to humble me. I'm putting the mat out, then standing with my back to the pole and trying to puzzle out the move from the floor. Remember, all I had to work with was an illustration, no written instructions, not even an image of a real person doing this move. I hypothesized that you get into it from a Superman since your torso has to end up facing the ground, so I tried it, but just kinda got stuck. I show the illustration to the camera, then frown while rotating my arms first one way, then the other. Since I couldn't figure out how the illustration meant for me to rotate my arms, I found a video on Facebook, of all places, of an instructor inverting into a genie, then rotating her top leg, releasing her bottom hand, and twisting her torso to get into the shape. Just want to note that her caption says coming to advanced classes soon. and the move generator classed this as intermediate, so somebody's lying. Anyway, I tried it another dozen times, from a genie, from a climb, from the floor, from a spin, and it just was not working. Instead of asking the generator for a new move, I figured I'd just go ahead and do the routine and see what happened. I put my hands on my hips and sigh. Last was the inside leg hang, or Scorpio. I recently got comfortable with inverting directly into this without doing an outside leg hang first, so that's what I was doing here, using a forearm placed against the pole to sort of save my space for my leg once I got upside down. My exit technique was still to slide as elegantly as possible down to the mat. I wonder what would happen if I tried that without a mat. Time to actually do this thing. As for the song, I wanted to randomly select one from my Pole Bops playlist, but as I scrolled with my eyes closed, Spotify popped up with an "Enjoying Spotify? Rate us now" thing, and that annoyed me so much I just purposefully chose a song, Third Eye by Babé, which is less than 3 minutes long, and I thought that would be ideal. In true Kelsey fashion, the first 2 attempts did not go well. I slipped while trying the split grip. Oh my god. Why do I do this sport? Attempt 3 or bust. The carousel spin. The Daphne sit. Back hook spin. Climb into a genie. Martini sit. So yeah, the less than 3 minute song, turns out was not enough time to also do the Scorpios, so here I am awkwardly tacking it on to the end while a different song plays. And remember what I said before about sliding down to the mat? Yeah, my head is inches from the wood floor here, and then as I go into my inelegant slide, it just goes ahead and bonks against it. So that seemed like a good ending to this chaotic routine. What do you think? Would you try this? Is this more or less effective than creating your own randomly generated pull routine? I always welcome a friendly DM with suggestions about things you'd like me to try or videos you'd like me to make next, so please always feel free to message me. Well, bye! The subscribe button appears on the right. A suggested video and playlist appear on the left.